relax.
Tonight, a little something to whet your appetite, and it's gonna make you feel alright. Sweet Gravy and Carmen Kirk, check them out as they go to work. Congratulations on your new podcast. Now open up a can of whoop ass and blast, blast, blast. This is Angelo, and I hope you like this show. Wow, yeah.
Ooh, no forgetting press record. No forgetting. Hit record. We got it. We got it all straight this time. I'm adjusting to this new seat. I got it. So what didn't you like about this little area here? Why did we have to change?
I don't know. I didn't like the camera there.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I just didn't like the whole setup. I don't like sitting over there.
You just don't like it?
No, I mean, we'll figure it out. Just a little odd little corner to be in, I guess, with the camera facing that way, but whatever.
Are you more comfortable whenever we are in our guest setup?
Yeah.
Where we look out to the camera?
Yeah.
Rather than at each other. But we're focused. I think the thing is that we're focused on a laptop.
Yeah.
Rather than we're talking to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just different. I like that setup.
Would you rather it if we were across from each other?
I don't know. I ain't thought that far into it.
You just know that you didn't like sitting here in the seat.
Right. I know that I'm not that good at cameras and saying how a camera should be set up or anything like that. I can't even take pictures. You know that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. What's better? So, how's your week going?
It's going good. You had a birthday this week.
I did.
Yeah. How was your birthday?
It was good. It was a good day.
Yeah.
I had to work, but you know what? I made money on my birthday, so that's not bad. And then you took me out to a cool restaurant.
Right.
Via Vecchia. We went there. It's an Italian spot.
Horrible name.
Yeah. I don't know if the name is that bad. It's probably hard to spell, and if you don't have the spelling right, you can't look it up on Google.
I didn't go. Yeah, exactly. You can't. I didn't look for reservations there because I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
I don't like to go places where I can't pronounce the food on the menu.
Yeah.
Which was everything on the menu.
It was most of the
stuff. You
stuff.
couldn't even pronounce the drinks.
I don't speak Italian.
There was one drink. It was called the Jimmy Two Times. That's funny because I knew a guy named Timmy Two Times. And I was like, oh, I know the Timmy Two Times. Where's the Johnny Two Times? Oh, not Johnny. Jimmy Two Times. Jimmy and Timmy. Yeah. It was good.
It was a good restaurant. It wasn't bad. I think it was expensive for what we got, but I mean at the same time you're paying for the experience to go sit down, that you paying for the name, the experience, the labor, the food, all that stuff. But
the name you can't pronounce. You're paying for that.
Yeah, was it overpriced? Absolutely.
So we've been watching Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
And John Taffer, he says a lot of the time, did you know that people spend 20% more money if there's 4 different types of decor? If there's paint, wallpaper, wood trim, exposed stuff, you know what I mean? Stone.
It's true though.
Did you know? And so, how much more do you think people pay because they can't pronounce the name?
More money.
I bet that's one of those things that he knows.
It is one of those things.
He's like, if they don't know the name, it asks them questions, and then they want to go there. They want to find out about the name. I haven't seen him say this, but I bet he would. I think
It depends. It depends on the type of customer you are, because you don't want to go to a place with that situation because you don't want to deal with that. But other people who like to ask questions, that's perfect for them.
Right. Like you were working at a kitchen where people could see you, and they ask you questions all the time. Like, what are you making? What's going on over there? Do you like it here?
Yeah.
Oh, the food's so good. You must really like cooking the same thing 40 times in a night.
And I must really love talking to you while I'm cooking the
Right.
same 40 fucking things.
Yeah.
And, like, thanks. I don't deal with the customer service part very well, which is odd because I'm in school for hospitality management. So I'm supposed to be better with people.
Right.
And I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm still trying.
Maybe you just missed the class.
No, I
Yeah,
think
you haven't taken
No,
the,
that's not
the
true.
knowing your guests and treating them as people yet. You haven't taken that class.
Don't.
You would think that would be a one-on-one
guest-
course,
the
but
guest-
it might be it might be a 301. Who knows? I don't
For
know.
hospitality.
Right.
No, I think that is typically the other way around. Guests don't know how to treat the staff right.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's a difference if you're in the kitchen cooking and people are walking up to you versus if I was just strictly hospitality. Then that would be my focus. But my main focus is food. And then the hospitable part comes when people are walking up, asking questions and all those extra things. But I'm going to get better at it. I'm working on it. Working on not sending people to the wrong place when they ask where the bathroom is. And it's funny because that's my normal life. If somebody asks me for directions on the street, I give them the wrong directions too.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, I got to work on hospitality. I think I'm hospitable a little bit.
I don't think so, but that's all right. You don't have to be yet.
I'm in school for it.
I know.
I let a lady hold my arm and I walked her to the door last week.
And then you said that's my good deed for the month.
Oh, 3
I don't
months.
need to help. Oh, 3 months. I don't need to help anybody ever again because I helped this elderly old lady that couldn't even walk to her car from the sidewalk. Was it?
Yeah.
Like it was 3 steps.
Yeah.
A step a month. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was a good deed.
It's all right. I'm not. I know. Whenever I was working in the hotel business and so I used to be a bellman at a hotel there for a little bit, and it was right around the time Black Swan came out. Have you ever seen Black Swan? Directed by Darren Aronofsky.
No, I've seen little clips, but not the whole movie.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember when it was popular.
the director of not the movie, but the director of the ballet in the movie is played by a French actor named Vincent Cassel, and he's also in a movie called Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is it's about a wolf, and it's in French, and so I was familiar with his face from that, right? And whenever people were French and they came to this, hotel, I would talk about, and I only worked there a few months, and it was right around the Oscar season, and then I was like, oh, I was so excited because he's nominated, your countryman, he might just get an Oscar. Like, yeah, and then I was like, oh man, it sucks, he didn't, and I'd get more tips.
So you used that movie to talk to French people that came into the hotel?
Right. As I walked them to their room and carried their bags.
That's so pandery.
Yeah, but it was kind of true. I don't think that I was lying.
I mean, it's what they say. You got to use what you got to get what you want.
Yeah, that's right. What did I used to have one for Australians. I can't remember what it was.
You had one for everyone.
Yeah, I had one for Australians too. Can't remember what it was. It was I can't remember. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That's part of the business, though.
Yeah.
You want to be relatable to people because then people are like, oh, hey, he knows this and that. And, being a bellman, you're the first thing that people are supposed to see whenever they come to the hotel. You also might be the last, and they might ask you for directions, like, where should we go? How do we get to LAX? You got to know. The valet man, he was like, you got to know how to get to LAX.
Yeah. Well, I guess for all those people who are bellmen or valet, or it could be any part of hospitality, front desk or anything like that. If I come into your establishment and you ask me, am I from 8 Mile? Yo ass ain't getting a tip.
You don't get a tip?
No, so please don't do that. I get that a lot. Oh, you from 8 Mile? Like, come on, guys. Y'all
But
gotta
how
stop.
far away are you from 8 Mile?
My mom live on 8 Mile.
Right. So what's the cool?
I didn't grow up, but
it's
it's fucking stupid. She just happened to live on 8 Mile.
Right. And so basically, 8 Mile, the movie with Eminem, Marshall Mathers.
Yeah. Well, technically, my mom is a 1 block from 8 Mile.
Right.
But yeah.
But the Detroit, the way that the city is gridded out is there's a street, there's 2 Mile, 3 Mile.
No, it starts at 6 Mile,
6 Mile,
7 Mile, 8 Mile, 9 Mile, 10 Mile, 11,
And
12, and then it just goes until.
And that's how many miles you are away from the city.
No,
Then where?
that's just the street names.
That's just the name of the street.
That's just the name of the busy streets, pretty much. Yeah. So and then those are all divided up into like neighborhoods. So like 6 Mile, all the area between the mile before that, which would be Plymouth. So all the area between Plymouth and 6 Mile is all 6 Mile. So all the houses and the entire area between those
That's
2
6
blocks, that's all 6 Mile. And then from 6 Mile and 7 Mile, that's all 7 Mile pretty much. And then 7 Mile, and then it just kind of moves along like that.
Right.
So all those streets are split up into neighborhoods. So when Eminem talk about that on the movie, it's the neighborhood that's off of 8 Mile. So that's the main street that runs through pretty much. I think it's pretty simple actually.
It is.
You can't get lost.
It is, but that's the thing that people know about.
Right.
Right.
They know about 8 Mile. That's it.
Yeah.
From the movie.
Yeah, from the movie.
Or I get a lot of people who will say like, "Oh, you like Kid Rock?" Like people will say that, or they'll say Insane Clown Posse.
Insane
like
ICP.
I'm like, I don't know them. Like, dude, nobody care about them.
What? One of the.
How old are they? What's the age
ICP?
demographic for ICP? Because they wasn't popping when I was
the
a kid.
Juggalos. Well, I know being in Missouri, I first heard about them in the 6th grade. There were 3 boys that were in my class that were
into it.
Juggalos. Yeah. They were really into it. And it's about to say there's a little bit of a feud between the ICP and the M&Ms there for a little bit because they were supposed to play at a festival together or something, and then one of them got like disinvited or weren't invited. It was like in the same. They're both from the same area, But yeah, I don't know. But one of the guys, he's saying that he's one of the ICP people. He's saying that he's having heart issues and he's going to be doing a farewell tour here soon. I just
Jesus
saw.
Christ.
So yeah, Shaggy Too Dope, I think his name is.
Yeah.
I was going to look it up, but it came to my head. Or maybe it's the other one. I don't know.
Yeah. That's funny.
There was a video game that had come out a long time ago, and it was an ICP backyard wrestling video game. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really know much about them. I hear what people say about them.
I would never. I don't think I've ever heard any of their songs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like they were like an underground little
right. If you're with
little band that had a bunch of influence, like a Ween or anybody like that, who has this cult following.
Yeah,
but not mainstream.
And I think they kind of their lyrics are like rude and like vulgar. But then it turns out that like there's like heavy like religious like symbolism in it and stuff. Like it's super strange. Like if you like look at that culture, but
see that type of music, they hide things like that within the music. Like rock music typically hide a bunch of gross messages in it. Like they'll be saying the same thing as somebody else in rap or somebody will be saying, and they won't get criticized for it. But if you say that in like a rap song,
sure,
everyone's on your ass. So they kind of hide it behind all the heavy instrumental and stuff. So I kind of like that.
Yeah. Yep, they're able to get away with things. I don't know.
It's always been like that though. That's the thing. If you think about bands throughout the history of time, like it's been a bunch of bands that talked about a lot of stuff and never got really caught out for it.
Sure.
But now I'll tell you this much: they on R. Kelly's ass right now. Yeah, R&B singer.
Did he come out with a new song?
No.
Oh, they can't be on him too bad.
No, they're on his ass right now. They are about to. And then he made a comment and said, "I think that is very disappointing how a lot of my friends in the music industry are not being supportive of me financially during this time, considering how much I've helped other people."
Right.
And everyone is like, "I think that's a threat." He's about to go down, and all those people that he helped that's not helping him, he's gonna bring you like wait to this trial.
He's gonna do a 6ix9ine.
He gonna do a 6ix9ine on their ass,
He's
and
gonna
they
be
was
like,
like that was the warning shot for
that
you
was
guys because he pretty much has gone broke.
Mm-hmm.
First off, he can't read. He's already illiterate, so I don't think his finances was in the order they should have been in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been in jail for 2 years and paying all these legal fees he's spending all this money to try to get free.
Well, you have to think about how much money he actually spent before he got caught, legally caught. How much he spent to keep things quiet before people even knew, because that's a bill right there. You think that all of a sudden people found out and then they're like, oh no, we've been hearing stories about R. Kelly since we were children.
Yeah.
Like
everyone has.
You're right. So I mean, it's not anything new. Is it, how much money has he spent, to keep things quiet until this point, and who had those monies, and
that's who going down. That's who gonna go down.
He's got those receipts.
And there's people already speaking out saying that, yeah, I did this and I did that because I was scared I was going to lose my job. So they're already trying to like distance themselves from like accusations and things.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mess because he didn't do it by himself. Like I said, the man can't read. Everyone knows that he can barely like read and write. So it was other people helping him. And they might go down. He shot a warning shot. I think it's very interesting that no one's supporting me financially right now.
Put some money on my books.
Because you can't take away the fact that he did help a lot of people. He is a big part of the music industry, and a lot of people you see today came under him. So he did do a lot for people. I'd be just sliding some money on the side, like please don't say my name in this.
Don't put my name in there, please. we'll get you your ramen. It's okay.
Yeah. What if you get off like Michael Jackson?
Then they'll make a documentary, 10 years after he dies, and then it'll come out as fake,
Yeah.
So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, so you had a birthday.
So we got this new toilet seat. You wanted to talk about this new toilet seat we got.
Sure, yeah. And that was not your birthday present. We actually bought this toilet seat a long time ago. And it's been on the list. I think it keeps going, but today we've got it on the top of the list, and we were still, even as we were talking, knocking it down as we go through. Like, we really want to talk about the toilet seat, but we broke a toilet seat.
Not we.
Well, I mean, it was a group effort.
Nope.
Just because I was the one that was, making the toilet seat, perform its function, and it broke. That doesn't mean that it was my fault.
Tis.
However,
I said, Kirk, how did you break the toilet seat? He was like, I shifted.
I gave a little shift. Well, I used the squatty potty, right?
The damn thanks, Will. Your goddamn squatty potty broke our toilet seat.
Right? And so I feel like there's a little bit, because of the angle that your body's at, there's probably a little bit more pressure on that toilet seat than normal.
Absolutely.
So I went in for some adjustment, and it kind of just slid out a little bit further than it was supposed to. So then we went to the hardware store, and decided to get a toilet seat.
Yeah.
And the whole time we were looking, you were like, which one can we get? And I was like, we can get any one of these. And you were like, really? And
because I don't know,
this big smile on your face,
Shut
like
up.
shopping for a toilet seat. You're like, and then it was like, this was the first thing that we've bought for our house together. I feel like an actual, like, went out and when we got the air conditioner, I just ordered something online. Like, well, we need this. Whenever we bought the couch, we just ordered something online. This is what we bought it during COVID, so we couldn't get in there anyway. Bed frame, all that stuff, just bought it online, showed up when it did. But this was the first time we actually went out and shopped for something together. Right. And you liked that.
Yeah, I did. It was nice. I've never went shopping for a toilet seat before. But I was confused as to what seat you can get with the hinges, I guess. I don't know how to put on a toilet seat. I'm sure I could figure it out if I needed to.
Right.
But I've never done it before, so I'm like, yeah, which one do we get? What if we get the oversized one?
Right.
And just set it on there? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Just in the toilet seat aisle at Home Depot, all this stuff.
Right.
Toilet seats are not that expensive, actually.
No.
No, well, how am I supposed to know? You don't know what they cost.
Well, you could get a nice one.
I was confused. I was so confused that the couch cost what it cost. I'm like, we paying how much?
You thought the couch was more expensive than it should have been, but the toilet seat was too little?
I don't know. I don't know how much household things cost because I've never
Bought them before.
I've never spent how much we spent for our couch? A lot.
500.
I ain't never spent that much for one item. No, that's crazy. For a couch, I'd go get that $25 futon from Walmart. And
But we had two of those.
I know.
Oh.
It was time to get something new. It's nice and it's definitely adulting getting a couch.
Sure. It was, to get that futon when we first moved here, we knew that we would, because we have a 1-bedroom apartment. We knew that we needed a place to sleep, but we also wanted to get something quick, and we wanted to have something that we could sit in afterward, right? Mm-hmm. And so we went to Walmart, and we got the same futon that I got when I moved out of my parents' house. The exact same futon. And, it was, almost crushing for me. I was like, oh, I'm going backwards, because that's the one thing that I hate the most is going back,
Yeah.
And I was like, going back.
But it wasn't going backwards, though.
No, it wasn't. But it just felt like that. And, and then it went through, and then we actually got another one because the back started to the whole thing started to get all warped and stuff, because they're only supposed to last a couple months. The padding in it goes first thing to go. Left it on the street. It's gone in a second.
Yeah.
Oh man, you remember all the zip ties on there because as the welds would pop. Oh man.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. But I mean, I feel like we moved. We met on an island. Mm-hmm. We fell in love, and we decided to just try this thing called a relationship and living together in life. Right. We decided to just go for it out of nowhere. Before you were on the island, you probably had more stuff than me. Before that, I was just moving from place to place with the different jobs and resorts and employee housing and things like that. So typically when you go with those types of jobs, everything's kind of paid for. You don't need to move furniture. And so I've been living my life pretty comfortable with not having to buy furniture or anything. I just kind of pack up my personal belongings, move to the next stop, and everything's furnished and perfect and ready for me to go. So even when I lived in Texas, I left all my furniture there because it was so much work to try to move all that shit out. I was like, they can have this shit. It's not that expensive.
Right.
So when we got together, we're both pretty much coming. You're not leaving the island with a fucking couch trying to deliver it. So we started from nothing together in another state, and we had to build up to what we had. But I mean, it's pretty crazy to just fall in love with somebody on an island and decide to move across the country to start a life together.
Sure. So. It is, especially you knew him 8 months or something, and then you're just like, okay,
let's do it.
But at that point,
best decision I ever made, best chance I ever taken though.
At that point, by the time you had shown up, I was already done with furniture. I was a hammock man. I had a hammock and I had a folding zero gravity chair. I didn't need furniture anymore. I was like, this is all I need. I sleep in a hammock. I hang out in a hammock. If I want to sit down, play some video game, I sit in a folding zero gravity chair. Oh man, it was great. But before that, I had this nice little pleather couch, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And some people were not kind whenever they would sit down. A lot of ploppers. A lot of ploppers. But I was kind of done with furniture, and then I was like, oh, now I need to get back to the furniture. I got this girl here now. I got to get furniture. She ain't gonna be okay with a hammock, even though it's made for two people.
I know. Do you remember the first time I slept in your room, and I slept in a hammock in your room? And I was so scared. I was like, first off, he got me hanging in the middle of the room.
Because we had separate hammocks.
Yeah.
I was a gentleman.
Well, it's kind of hard. I mean, yeah. What we're going to do, both squeeze in a hammock that's floating
up. It's a two-person hammock.
Yeah, I know. But I was not even used to hammocks. I had to get used to.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. And then
I really liked the one Fred had, too. He had a good one.
Yeah, well, he had mine.
Oh.
He he bought mine after I bought mine.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
like
mean,
that
it
one.
was the same.
Yeah.
It might have been a different color. I can't remember, but it was the same brand. Amazon, yeah, they had some nice little hammocks there. Ooh. But yeah, and then that morning somebody came looking for somebody. I can't remember who they were looking for, and then they see your feet. They knew you were sleeping in my hammock because your feet were hanging out the side. And they were like, "Those feet are too small. They can't be Kirk's feet."
Yeah. Yeah, but Kirk liked to leave stuff out. That girl was there looking for him, and she was creeping, and then saw me laying in his hammock with her creep ass. You know we talking. Why your little creep ass coming up here in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning? Like, oh, I just wanted to talk to Kirk. He ain't up, bitch.
I think I was supposed to do a boat run or something.
I don't think you were. She was coming. She knew what she was doing. She was being a creep. That's how it is. Like, you get with a guy, and then next thing you know, all the girls come out. They're like, well,
All
we
of a
want
sudden.
him.
Right.
It's the same thing. Like, I get with somebody, and then all of a sudden you have guys like, oh, we should have been together. Like, why? Why wouldn't we have been together then in the first place? Like, why did it take you being in a relationship?
Why do you say that now?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's a thing where it's like, that person is taken now and I can't have them. People want what they can't have.
Yeah.
So it's a level of that to it for sure. I think so anyway.
You want to talk about this bird lady?
I do. Yeah. So me and Kirk,
We were walking. I walked you to work.
it was my birthday actually.
It was your birthday,
walked
so
me
I
to
walked
work.
you to work, and there was you don't like birds, and like I like to do this thing whenever we're walking where I'll if a bird like flies above us, I like to stop where I'm going and kind of run in a zigzag motion like the bird's trying to get us, and you say stop it.
Yeah, I don't like birds.
And you were attacked by a bird.
I was.
So
It's not that funny though. They swoop down on people all the time. It's a pretty normal thing for them birds to come out on you. Like they don't, if they hungry enough and you're eating and walking past, like they will swoop down on you.
right. Okay. So there's this woman. She's got a. Does she have a dog?
Yeah,
She has a
she
dog,
better have a dog.
and she's feeding these birds.
No, not regular feeding. This bitch dropped a whole bag of bird feed in the park. So she summoned all the birds in the whole city to
Right.
come.
All over the place.
All over, everywhere. Using the bathroom on people, just flocking everywhere. And it's like, how dare you? You don't think that's extremely disrespectful? Like, I understand you're an old lady. Your husband probably died. You don't have no kids around. Only thing you have is your dog and feeding the birds.
Right.
That's fine. Feed them at your house.
Ah.
Why you at the park doing it? Sit it outside of your house, in your backyard, wherever you live. Don't come to the park
Maybe-
where people congregate and then do that.
Maybe they don't get the same birds. Maybe she just wants, those.
That lady lives not too far from us. She lives in the area. She does it all over town.
Does she? All over
Yeah,
the
she's
place?
a serial bird.
She just goes
lady.
to places. She's like,
She brings bird feed and she feeds, and she has certain spots around the city where she'll drop bird feed.
you know how like in like the mob shows and stuff, they'd be like, you want protection, and you're paying for protection from the people that you're paying for protection for. What if she's like a little like bird lady? She's like a little bird mafia lady. She's like, you tired of bird shit on your walls? I'll skip your stop. Start paying me.
If not, I'm gonna release the birds
I'll
on
get
you.
the birds.
I was so
I'll do
angry.
it.
Oh my
You're
god!
so
It started off
mad.
my birthday so negatively.
You're like, why? And you're yelling at her. I was like, calm down. Don't yell at her. She's all the way over there. She can't hear you anyway. You're like,
She don't care though. That's the thing. This lady don't care, and she has a dog with her, so you can't like slap her in the mouth. Somebody needs to do something
because you're afraid of dogs too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There was we were on a float one time, and there was a girl. She had something, and we had our like flat top boat, and it was just flat top, just people mover, and she like threw some food out onto the float, And these birds came everywhere, and everyone started to yell at her. They were like, "Why would you do that? Why are you doing that?" You know, like now the birds are gonna shit everywhere, and they're bothering us now. You know, so people they think that like you can just feed the birds anywhere. Sometimes, you know,
Like what are you, an animal lover? You just feeding the birds?
You just wanna
Like
feed the
they
birds.
fly in the sky. They're not bothering you. Leave them alone. You
Yeah.
just want you so fascinated in birds. You want to feed them and inconvenience. You know what they're going to do. Like if you're smart enough to feed them, you know what they're gonna do. Don't do that. They have parks where you can feed birds. They have areas for
Right.
things like that.
We used to, whenever I was a kid, we'd go to it wasn't a beach, but it was just the waterfront, you know, it was rocky and stuff, so you can't really say it was a beach, but we'd go to the shore and, you know, we'd hold out loaves of bread and feed it to the birds, you know, but it was away from the other people. It wasn't like in the middle of the park that I remember.
Yeah, it's frustrating. And then, so I went to Kirk walked me to work, and then we had this altercation with this rude bird lady. And I get to work, and then we do a banquet that day. I believe it was that day. It might have been the next day, but we did a banquet that day and the next day. We had a banquet that was for 20 people. They decided to up the par of food. So instead of getting 6 different appetizers and 24 pieces each, they upped that par to 48 pieces each out of 6 appetizers. A lot of food. And $5 a piece. I'm like, where do people get the money to spend it on food? Like, when you think about the money you spend on food, that like,
$5 per piece of your appetizer.
yeah, think about that. A little piece of toast with avocado on it, $5.
$5. Well,
Avocados are expensive.
yeah, I don't know.
Then toast and then labor, that all goes into the cost of it. So they looking at it like we could sell them for $7 a piece.
Right.
It's like, dude, you gotta eat that in 3 minutes or soggy. And they paying this much money for it. They spent all this money because everybody at RSVP. By the time the day of the event came, no one showed up.
We were about to get a tropical storm, Henry.
Right. We're supposed to get this big storm that's coming in. It was supposed to hit yesterday. It hasn't hit yet.
Well, it was gonna wrap up yesterday.
Right. So we didn't even get the storm.
No, it became like a tropical depression at some point, but it just turned out to be a bunch of rain on Sunday.
Right. We got some rain, and that was pretty much it. And so all these people canceled this event. Nobody showed up because they were preparing for the storm. So after we did all this work, rushing around making sure every little detail was perfect. I mean, like, I'm making all these different sauces to like truffle mayonnaise and all these different things to put this together the prettiest way. I'm like frying basil leaves and making it pretty and pickled mustard seeds, like really nice stuff and like things that take some time to do. And then no one eat it. When I left, it was all sitting there about to go in the garbage. So we did all that work, and then nobody showed up because of the storm, the supposed storm. And then it all go in the garbage. You know how frustrating that is?
That's frustrating.
Work all day, and they're like, well, you get paid to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you went to work, right?
Yeah, you got paid to like do a bunch of work that got thrown in the garbage.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, I guess it's the downside of the food industry. Things like that happen. So you just kind of got to go with it. It does suck, but it happens.
It does. It does suck.
Yeah.
You would think there'd be a way to alleviate that.
I mean, now when people pay for it, that's the thing. These people paid that money for that. So if anything, they're the ones who lost. They lost out on all that. And then then on top of that, they doubled the par a few days before because everybody RSVP'd and then nobody showed up.
They're like, there's going to be more people than we ever thought that would be here.
No one showed up.
Like, oh, nobody's here now.
Less than half of the people showed up.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're back at we talk about this every podcast right now since the summer have started. It's hot outside.
I'm feeling okay right now, but you brought it up, and now I'm going to start to get hot.
Oh
but
my
I feel
God.
good.
Why is it so miserable this summer?
I've been at work all day, and, you know, it's hot where I work. So, like, being in the house is kind of chill. I'm looking at the thermostat right now. It says it's 80 degrees. Oh, it's jumping between 80 and 81 degrees. So, like, I know that it's hot, but like
it doesn't feel that bad.
I feel nice right now. Right now, it's probably that temperature over there, but we were blowing the cold air over here. So maybe we're all right
Yeah,
now.
we got a little time
We
before
got some
we
time.
burn up in here.
Yeah, we got some time. Yeah, man, this summer it's August is, the hottest.
I don't remember
The
last
hottest
year
year
being like this, though.
August is typically like one of the hottest, months of the year.
Yeah, but this is different than like this. I ain't experienced. This is different.
It's I don't know. It's the humidity that's hitting us this year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just been so huge. I don't know, because I'm starting to make a weather journal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one line, just like today is this was the high, this was the low.
Mm-hmm.
And it was humid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do that for the rest of my life now. So then I can look at this date next year and be like.
But I bet you if you looked at this date from last year, it'd probably be completely different.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not. You never know.
We don't know.
Yeah. But it definitely feels moist outside. Like, I walk down the street and I'm like, I take a shower, get all fresh,
Right.
walk to the corner, need another shower.
Need another shower.
It's like, what's the point?
It feels like you're walking in a shower.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything's just super.
It's so hot. It's so hot. And it's just like your body just feels. Yesterday, I got off of work and I didn't have like a strenuous day. It's not like my day was rough, but it was hot. And that heat made me so tired. I went to bed fairly early, I feel.
Yeah, you did. You left me on the couch again.
Yeah.
Kirk always leave me on the couch. If I fall asleep on the couch, he's like, "No, waking you up and leave me on the couch."
Because if I start to hear some snores over there, and then I say, "Hey, why don't you go to bed?" You'd be like, "No, I'm not sleeping." Okay, and then I start to hear some snores. I'm like, "Hey, why don't you go to bed?" "No, I'm not sleeping." Okay. Hey, hearing some snores over there. I'm not going to sleep. Okay. So then I'll go to bed.
Sometimes I'm so tired, and then like the TV don't help at all as well. And sometimes I just once I lay down on that couch, that's it.
I know. We got that beautiful Chase on there.
Yep.
And it's just perfect for you to curl up on.
Yeah, once I lay down and throw the TV
comfortable.
on, I'm like, oh, I want to go to sleep.
You also like cars.
What you mean?
You like to sleep in cars.
Why you say that?
Because if we go anywhere, I know I'll just be.
If we road trip, you road tripping by yourself.
Yeah, I'm going by myself. Yeah.
Kirk, don't say that.
Yeah, you sleep. I remember one time. So we don't have, our car has a tape deck, and we got the little like plug in the tape deck to your phone.
The old school.
And then you can hear what's going on through your sound system.
Mm-hmm.
And you had turned something on. And at the time, I had just gotten it. And you have to have the volume of the phone at a certain thing with the volume of the car. Otherwise, the sound comes out weird. Like it's high in some spots, it's super low in others. And it doesn't mix right if the volumes are messed up. Well, I figured out how to do it. But before I did, you put on like a podcast or something.
Right.
And it was about an hour. I was just bored. I was bored listening to it, like, because I was like, driving, that's not really something I want to listen to as I drive. I'd rather just listen to music,
And me and you also like different podcasts.
Yeah, we like different ones. So, yeah. And then it was like, maybe I'll look over. Like, she's sleeping over there. Flip it off. Going back, done with those, done with this, and then we got home, and then you never even knew I changed the channel.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing is that whenever you like, then I'm free to do as I please, and you're none the wiser.
I mean, I'm not. See, that's the thing. I don't get too attached to things like that. I listen to my phone with everything, but as far as everything else, I'm not really attached to it.
You're the type of person that'll play a song on the radio and then listen to something else on your phone. like, are you even listening? Yes, I'm listening to it, but you're also listening to your phone. I can do both. That's you.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just need the noise in the background sometimes.
You need two noises.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes I'm weird like that.
Right.
It's just media, this social media and the media in general, how much is advanced. Like, it just suck you up.
I feel like there's so much stuff out there sometimes that you just want to intake more.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing. And that'll bring us into our next topic, I guess. But yeah, there's so much stuff. Mr. Jeff Bezos, he sent a rocket up into space. And a lot of people are saying that he
JB number 2. JB2.
What's that mean? JetBlue 2?
No, JB2.
Jeff Bezos 2?
Jeff Bezos is number JB2.
What are you saying?
The first JB is Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay.
So he's the second JB.
He's JB2, TOO?
Yeah. Or however you want to put it. But he's not the top JB. Justin Bieber is.
Okay.
He's the second JB.
All right. Good thing we got that situated. Yep. JB2, let's call him that. He sent his rocket into space. And people are saying he's losing touch with reality. And like,
I mean, it's not that far off. He is a little bit crazy with everything.
They're saying that he, because he has all this money, and they're like, he spent all that money to go to space. Like, how dare he?
People feel like there's other things in the world that can use that money when somebody acquire it, but it's his money, and he's not obligated to do anything besides what he wants.
To do. Now, a lot of people are canceling their Amazons, their Primes, all their stuff, because they don't want to feed that machine. I know that since we left Catalina, I don't spend as much through Amazon Prime because we can get the 2-day shipping. It doesn't really work like it used to anymore, I don't think. And I just can go to the store and buy things now. The prices aren't always the best. It would just being on Catalina, that's how you could buy things that you wanted. Right. And it would get there soon.
Right.
But I was never able to use any of the streaming services.
Right.
But now I use the streaming services that they have. And I give Amazon, I guess, a good amount of money. If I rent a movie, it comes through Amazon. If I have Amazon Prime, I watch movies through there. I have audiobooks through Audible, which is owned by Amazon.
Right.
With my Amazon Prime account, I have Amazon Music. And
so you do use it. You just don't. Right. All of it's supporting him regardless.
Right.
But that's the thing though. Like, people want to slow down on Amazon. It's so many people who are not even connected to what Jeff Bezos is doing. They just use Amazon for everyday things.
For everyday things. In fact, we go through. Our podcast goes through Amazon portals. Right.
We're pro Amazon. Hey, Jeff.
Whole Foods owned by Amazon,
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an Amazon company.
I don't care about Whole Foods, though.
Yeah, you don't like them?
It's super fucking pretentious. You guys got organic everything. Like, can I get regular spaghetti?
No.
And not organic spaghetti?
You could get the spaghetti that you want.
Sometimes, but some stuff is not. Like, when I was trying to get chili or something in a can or beans.
You want the Hormel chili.
I want Hormel chili.
And they're not going to have it. Right. Because it's got too much preservatives in it.
Okay, so
but they sell PBR. I know that much for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of a thing where it's. Do you feel like if you're a person, how many people? That company of Amazon is attached to so many things. Like, don't you think it's too late to kind of say, I don't want to push back on that.
It's way too late.
Right,
it's taken over already.
Like at what point you can't cut it off anymore? No. Especially if you, like I said, the audiobooks. Audible is a place.
You can't even if you get 100,000 people to slow down from Amazon. Yeah, that's gonna put a small dent, but in the grand scope of things, is it really?
Is it really?
It's not really.
Not
at this
point.
point.
If they charge an extra $0.25 a month. for their Amazon Prime.
Okay, for those
and we
100
make it
people
up.
that left, we're gonna charge an extra $1.
Right.
Done.
Right.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
It's crazy. I don't know. I think it's crazy.
I think it's interesting for sure. I mean, when you have that type of money, people expect you to do what they want you to do, and everybody got an opinion about.
You can
what
make the
should
world a
do,
better
and-
place.
Right. Like the whole thing with them talking about Dr. Dre and like his daughter, like your daughter is homeless and she's 38, and it's like she's 38.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he obligated to give her?
Right.
But because he's rich, and everyone's like, where's her mom? Where's the other family? Like, why are they? Because he's rich.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, you a billionaire,
But
you
that's
should
Dr.
give her.
Dre's daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
He should give her money. How can you have your daughter on the street?
Mm-hmm.
If we had money like that, I would have to have something. We would have something in writing to where I had certain amount of access, but it would be restricted. I would have to have you have control over it, because a couple shots and I give away a bunch of fucking shit. I can't help myself. Like, you want a cigarette? Here you go. Like, I can't help it. Like, if I got a bunch of money in my pocket and then somebody is struggling, it's hard for me to say, no, I'm not going to give you that.
Yeah, but then you have that. Okay, so
He
if
done
that's the
gave
case,
everything away.
if that's the case, you said that, is that he the one whose wife left him?
Who?
Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
And you didn't think that, 100,000, 300,000 a month was enough alimony?
No.
No, what?
I don't think it's enough considering
Okay.
the lifestyle
But
she
that
was
would
living.
be what would happen if I was in control of the money and then we got divorced, right?
Well, yeah, that's why we had some different stipulations. We would have some, because that's the thing, man. I mean, well, it's a different relationship as well.
Uh-huh.
You're an honest guy. Like, he was a guy who was beating up girls from, like, he already had the bad track record of not being
Right.
respectful to women in the first place. So before you got with him, you should have things in order, knowing that he's not a very respectful person to women.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, like, she started off bad with that situation in the first place.
Right.
If I'm going to be in a situation with somebody, I kind of know who they are. So I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Let me grab that. Let me turn that off.
No, we're almost done.
You don't hear it too loud?
I can hear it. It's fine.
Okay. But yeah, definitely. If I was in that situation with you, I trust you. Just the same way if we had children, I know that you would be a good father and take care of your responsibilities because you're a responsible person. Like, you need to know the person that you with before you make these decisions, especially around money
Right.
with people. But I don't feel like you're obligated to give anybody anything just because you make all this money. I don't think Jeff Bezos is responsible for anybody.
Yeah, but he also had people showing up, and he was showing up and saying, "Why don't you give people, a working wage? Why are you so mean?" I know a few years ago, I think they kind of laxed on it, but like people that were working in like the Amazon hubs, they were like they had to like clock in. They had to get into when I worked at UPS. So it sounded like the exact same thing as when I was at UPS. I was working at the World Hub in Louisville, and you had to go through a security check because you're going into an airport, and it was after 9/11. So you had to have a badge. You had to go through a security check. They'd pat you down, you metal detectors, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to hop on a tram, and then you had to go to where your job site was. And then once it was time to work, you had to clock in. But don't be late because they'll write you up.
But you got to go through all that to get to the
Just
job
to get
site.
to the job site, and then you had to clock out and do it again. And
That's that Disney World life. Walk halfway through the park to get to your job before work and be there on
it
time.
basically
to clock.
was, only it wasn't pretty. So he was like, all these people were at work like hours longer than what they were supposed to when it came down to it, and they weren't getting compensated for it.
Right.
And people were like, how dare you? Why do you do that to your people? And now, like, I think the base pay for an Amazon employee is like $15-16.
And that's
Which-
because they
that's-
hired 1 million people. Like, for a minute, Amazon was literally like, whoever want to work,
Yeah,
you can
they are.
you
They
hire.
are right now. They're hiring delivery people to drive Amazon Flex right now.
Yeah, when you hire that many people, it drives down the pay
I
rate.
know, but that's decent pay. That's what the McDonald's people want. They want $15 an hour, right?
I know, but
Like,
I
that's
think
what
that
they're
it should-
begging for.
I think it's,
And-
but that's McDonald's versus delivering packages to people's houses.
But that's the Amazon base pay though, and
Right.
that's everybody in Amazon.
Right.
That's their base pay. That's not just delivering packages. You'd probably make more money doing that,
Right.
maybe.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because so they got this new thing. This is what I was looking on my phone because I wanted to get the screenshot. I take screenshots.
Screenshot, man.
Treasure truck. It's this new thing that Amazon's doing. New treasures are waiting for, apparently, like, it's just like Amazon does this thing on their website where they have like lightning deals where you have like, just like, real quick, we got a deal here, and we only have this many products. And so get it now at this price before it's gone. Well, now they're doing something else with the lightning trucks, treasure truck. Sorry. And, did I lose it? Anyway, you know what FOMO is?
I've heard of it.
FOMO is the fear of missing out. And, missed opportunities is a big, like, selling tool. So, like, with this lightning deal and this treasure truck that they're trying to push now,
right.
like, you got to find your treasure truck, and then these are the deals. And because you got the treasure truck, you got these deals. And in the advertisement for it on the Amazon website, like, it'll say FOMO inducing sales will be displayed. So they're telling you that we are trying to trick you into buying stuff by the fear of missing out. Like, it says it right there.
But nobody pays attention to that.
But it's in the advertisement.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. If it's not loud enough, like, people attention spans are just so weak and so short right now. People are just click, 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 click. So they hear that. They barely even hear all the words. It's like, cool, that sounds great.
And if you look at it, there's bright colors, beautiful. It looks cool.
Yeah, keep it moving. Like, everybody's just moving so fast. Nobody's stopping unless it's, like, blatantly said. Unless it's something that's out loud and shouted out loud where you can't ignore it. Most of those things just go under the radar. Just like we were talking about bands that talk about all this stuff in their music that nobody say, hey, that's wrong. You probably shouldn't talk about that in your music. It's the same thing. Unless it's loud and clear and you can't ignore it, people are just moving too fast to catch
too fast to notice that it says that we're telling you that you're going to have a fear of missing out, this missed opportunity, and then you're going to regret it because you didn't get it. So you better buy it. I hate it.
You hate it, but it's kind of smart.
I know, but that's also the thing too. Like, this is a guy, I'm sure it wasn't his idea. We'll put the FOMO on there, Jeff Bezos. But he had a team of dude, and if it works for him, and then he makes more money, like, how can you fault them? Because it's the people that are, giving him the money because they get that FOMO,
right,
for this new opportunity.
Yeah,
no, it's crazy.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting. So I wanted to bring up, so this girl, Sha'Carri Richardson, she was the girl who was on the U.S. team for track. So she got kicked out of the Olympics for testing positive.
She was
for
a weed woman.
Yeah, she had weed in her system. Well, she just came back and she just ran another race. It's a popular race in the United States. I'm not sure. I think it might go out of, is it Oregon? It's one of those big race states. But she did this big race, and she competed with some of the Jamaicans that was actually in the Olympics that did really well. And she came in 9th place. And so now everyone's talking so much shit about her. They're like, she should have shut her mouth. She was running her mouth saying she was the best. Now she got 9th. Now look at her. Like,
maybe it was emotional distraughtness that knocked her down a few pegs. She just... You can tell the girl from the hood, and she don't have media training. So she is literally getting in trouble for just the arrogant attitude that she has, where she's like, I'm the best. And like, you can't say you're the best. And people were like, well, the biggest issue right now is all the people who won, no one's talking about. They're talking about her because she got pulled out for weed, and like, she got 9th place. It was like, when do you talk about the 9th place person ever? Like, she's taking up all the media from these people, like, creating a bad stink around her name. She gonna have to win the next race, or girl, you out of there. You see where Ryan Lochte at? He was on Big Brother.
That's where he at.
He went on Big Brother.
He ain't doing no more sports. He on Big Brother, and you ain't gonna see him no more. What did he do?
He was a swimmer?
A swimmer. He was right after...
he was Phelps' sidekick.
Yep, he was his replacement, pretty much. He was the guy to take on
Right.
carry on a baton.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you think so we have I think we're getting to the point there's a lot of bars here in Portland, Maine. But we're kind of getting to the point where there are a percentage of recreational weed stores
Yeah,
in town.
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Where it's kind of like it's not neck and neck, because it's not going to be. But I'd say there's at least like 25%. They match the bar scene here, recreational marijuana places.
And it's crazy because they all get their things from the same farm in the area. So it's literally the same product that might be packaged differently at different places.
So at what point, I know, so on a federal level, everything's still illegal. So at what, and pretty much I think if you are of a certain age, societally wise, and you're of a mindset, you're okay with everything. It's acceptable. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you have like an old school kind of like mind or like belief system in something that you're like, oh, people didn't do that in my day. They shouldn't be doing it now. Oh, those druggies. There was always the saying, dope for people that don't smoke weed is weed. Mm-hmm. And then for people that do, dope is everything else, Like
dope for people who don't smoke weed is weed.
Yeah, what are you doing? Smoking that dope?
Yeah. That's right. You're right.
So, and then like somebody who might be a stoner would be like dope would be like something else.
Yeah, dope is definitely not weed. It make you eat some stuff up and it make you a little bit sleepy. But
like at what point, like, do you think that even in a voting state, if it were to become legal 100%, like in America, in the culture like of American society, what would push it into, being acceptable through everybody? Do you think it ever would be?
I think it's going that route, and honestly, what I think is they should open up. I think that you should be able to smoke weed inside at the restaurants, just like how you can smoke cigarettes at the Coney Island. I wish. I think we need to go back to that's smoking was allowed in bars,
but it's not anymore.
Like, I know. I think we should go back to that.
Okay,
or maybe they can open buildings where you can go, little hangouts where you can go and smoke weed and hang out, smoke.
Oh yeah, those exist.
Do they?
Yeah.
Little hangouts where you can go smoke weed legally?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think more of those popping up is the way to go. Except for, as a business owner, I don't ever want to own a business where people are getting high or getting fucked up.
No.
That's the only thing. That's just such a risk, such a liability to have that going on.
Well, is it people own bars?
True. I would never own a bar because it comes with too much trouble, especially if you're a girl. Like, we go to some of the bars and it's women that's there at night by themselves. And people act stupid sometimes. And now, if you don't have no security or nothing, you're expected to, like, deal with that. Like, how do you deal with that? What are you supposed to do? Call the police every time? Every night you got to call the police because people are outrageous and you can't handle the situation?
Yeah, especially if you live in a tourist town.
Yeah.
They're going to be gone tomorrow.
Got to get the pepper spray.
All right.
All right. I think that's it.
That's it. All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Sweet Gravy Podcast. If you have any questions or suggestions, please go to sweetgravypod@gmail.com. You can also listen to us on YouTube. We have video there and every other streaming platform.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.